Now, after a decade of multifaceted crisis, the government of Cote d'Ivoire has reaffirmed its commitment to implementing an economic and social development program which aims to make it an emerging country by 2020. The economic growth of the country, which is predicted to reach 9% this year, is highly subject to controversy. CCTV's Desiree Cannon tells us why.
Cote d'Ivoire's authorities say the economic growth rate for the next 3 years is expected to climb to approximately 9% in 2013 and 10% in 2014 to 15, driven by a substantial increase in judiciously selected public and private investment in growth-promoting sectors. The government applauds the achievement and is trying to lay the foundation necessary to become the most favorable business climate in Africa. But for some experts, this economic growth does not reflect the reality.
The economic growth rate of Cote d'Ivoire in 2012 is around 9.4%, as agreed by the authorities and the last joint mission of the International Monetary Fund and the African Bank of Development. It is one of the highest rates in the world. And for the year 2013, Cote d'Ivoire is planning to consolidate the level of its economic growth, and the Prime Minister thinks it's possible to reach 10%.
I want to know why they say there is an economic growth in the country and we do not see the fruits. This appears to be paradoxical. They are talking about an economic growth in the country while the Ivorian people are dying from hunger. It is not true. This growth does not exist. I do not believe for a second that the growth increased from 5.6% to 8.6%. If that were the case, why are the people suffering from hunger? 50% of the population is poor.
According to the state expert, for more than 10 years there has been a lack of investment in the country, especially in road infrastructures, due to the recent political crisis. He says for a company to be profitable, one part of its production should go to the interior of a country and also to the neighboring countries. For this to happen, the company needs infrastructures. This is why the government is making many investments in the public sector through bridges and road building, through the reconstruction and construction of the electricity network to reassure investors and make the private sector more profitable. For many observers here, the rehabilitation of basic infrastructures, the security and political stability are a precondition for the economic growth in Cote d'Ivoire. Contrary to Dr. Prau, Professor Lambert says the benefits of the economic growth in Cote d'Ivoire are clearly felt.
Some say they do not see the benefits of the economic growth, but in reality they are clearly felt. If the growth had not increased, we would have more strongly felt the difficulties we are currently facing. It is important to know how the redistributive mechanism of the national cake operates. Today, there are some sectors where the impacts of the growth are felt, while in other areas people see no difference because the activities they are conducting are not sufficiently generating benefits.
The highly indebted poor country initiative on debt relief was a considerable boost to the economy of Cote d'Ivoire. Many projects have been announced by the government and their implementation will have positive economic impact on the population, say the authorities. Desiree Cannon, CCTV, Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire.